All right. Cheers, everyone. This is Amy with Houses of Windsor, and you're watching Virtual Tea Time with Amy. I was giggling because I just noticed Lord Williams is right here behind my shoulder.
Freaking all I want to do is go over there and be like, Kitty!
I know. So, so my official special guest today, not Lord Williams, is actually Angela Turner. And Angela, thank you for being on today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, and tell us what tea are you drinking and where are you calling from?
I am calling from Adrian, Michigan, where it snows one week and then it's like very, very warm the next week. So what,
Right.
20-degree difference?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I am currently drinking Scarlet Jasmine, so
Ooh, that sounds really good.
it is
I like
very
that.
good. It's nice and floral, so I
Hmm.
figured it's springtime, so might as well break out the jasmine.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love the florals. They're one of my personal favorites. I'm drinking a French blend that is very floral, like, yeah, a black tea with a lot of florals in it. So, um, yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
And what is on your mug? It looks like it's a fun mug. I see a shoe.
Let's see if we can
Walk
says
on the
walk on
wild
the
side.
wild side.
That's
So as
cute.
you can tell from my shirt in here,
Oh, yes.
I'm very much into, even before the whole entire this year, animal print being in.
Hmm.
Everybody would always tease me because I always had some kind of animal print on all the time. So I'm big into thrifting, and I saw that at a thrift store, and
Hmm.
I was like, okay, I have to have it.
That's awesome. Well, okay, so we know each other through BNI, right? Which is, for those of you who don't know, it's Business Networking International. So it's a business group. And Angela, remind me, is it you found me through like the international database thing, right?
Yeah, it was through the international database. So I was going around looking through different, seeing like different connections, and I saw, of course, my favorite tea. So, and then threw out an email from there. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad you did.
yeah, for sure.
So, what is your, I guess, your connection or experience with tea and tea time?
With what? Sorry.
Oh, with tea and like tea time because you said you love tea.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh yeah, just going way back from having even over here we have Croswell Opera House
hmm.
in the or like right next door to that they now have a tea room there. And
Oh,
then in
okay.
Tecumseh though further back we have a British tea tree garden.
Oh, cool.
So just growing up I was used to going over there and then we would have our little tea time there and
Mhm.
have the little finger foods and I'm actually caffeine intolerant. So
Mhm.
I know people are
Oh,
like, what do you mean you can't have caffeine? I'm like,
right,
well, I
right,
have to have small dosages of it.
right.
So I can't have a lot of like the coffee and stuff. So I go
Mhm.
for obviously tea.
Right.
So I have a lot of it that is, like a lot of the green teas or a lot that is more or less in like the caffeine and I have
Right.
it. So that
Oh,
is
wow.
mine where I love tea. So
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome then. Yeah,
yeah.
I always tell people I'm like, the black tea is still only like half as much caffeine as like a regular cup of black coffee. So
Uh-huh.
even my, usually I say go for Twining's Irish breakfast when I need like, as much caffeine as possible
Mhm.
on like a regular BNI morning. It's 7 7
That's
a.m.
really early.
Yeah, that's when I do that. It's gotten a little bit easier now that just go out to my computer in the living room.
Yeah.
You're not driving to BNI.
You're like, I got my slippers still on. No.
I know. Yeah, it's pretty fun though. But so are you from Michigan originally? Like, have you always been in Michigan?
I was actually born in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
My dad was in the military, and we always teased because if I would have waited a week, I would have had dual citizenship with Spain.
Oh,
So,
wow. Oh
because
my
my mom
gosh.
was ready to go over there because that's where he was stationed at, and then going
Mhm.
back and forth. So, and probably a little bit after that, they're from up here, so we moved back here. But
Oh,
my
okay.
family is also from San Antonio, Texas, too.
Mhm.
So we go travel a lot back and forth, but yeah, basically been born and raised here, other than well, the born part. But yeah, I've been here for most seems like forever. I think I was about 2 years old whenever. So all I remember is from being up here. So
Okay. Okay. So you like Michigan? I mean, you joked earlier about how it snows one week and then it's like hot the
Yeah.
next.
It's like I like it because it has the 4 seasons, but at the same token, it's like people always tease me because if it's like one tick below 75, I get cold.
Oh.
It's like I can look. So they're like, "Why do you live in Michigan again?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you belong in Florida where everyone wears their coat
"Yeah."
if it's like 70 or below.
Oh no, I heard though, like somebody teasing and saying that, which maybe it could make sense, but like wherever you're born at, that your
hmm
body's acclimated for that temperature.
hmm
So I don't know if it's true
I've
or
heard,
not, but that's
mm,
what people always tease me and say, well, maybe it's because you were born down south. It was you
right,
were made
yeah,
for the
that's
warmer
funny.
weather.
Yeah, I was born in Indiana and lived there most of my life, and then lived in Chicago for like 4 years out of college, and then I've been here in Florida for like 6 years. And I say I was made to live in Florida, so I was always cold up north and didn't
Oh
didn't enjoy it.
yes.
So yeah, I was
There I
born in Indiana
over
but
the
made
weather.
for Florida.
Yeah. No, like I just remember my dad used to live there growing up, and so I would go down there during the summers.
hmm
And I always tease because like here, it snows one day and like it's sunny and 20 degrees warmer the next day. And then down there, I remember being down there and being out in the pool. It'd be pure sunlight, and then all of a sudden it would just start raining.
Yeah, yeah,
And you're like, where did that come from? Like there's no clouds. No.
right, right. Yeah, in the summer, yeah, it's like the rain, yeah, comes quickly.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So Angela, I know a little bit about what you do, but go ahead, share for whoever's watching. Could you tell us what is it that you do?
I'm a home-based travel agent, and my company is Global Lux Ventures. And currently, like I said, we will travel again. Of course, everything's in travel standstill, but I
Mm-hmm.
have actually launched a new line of Wanderlust, as I call it,
Mm-hmm.
but virtually.
Oh,
So
cool.
since basically everybody here is on, pretty much lockdown and around the world globally, stay
Mm-hmm.
home, stay safe. And a lot of people are doing their virtual experiences now rather than the in person. So, like
Right.
your cooking classes, your dance lessons, they even have some people that are doing concerts and just like
Mm-hmm.
the whole entire 9 yards.
Right.
So, that is currently what my new Wanderlust virtual Wanderlust series is about. So that you can still be at home, you can connect with others,
Mm-hmm.
like family members that are out of state and everything else, and do just like a group virtual experience, whether it's to sit there and make pasta, do a dance lesson, do it
Mm-hmm.
in a concert. Like I said, there is just a whole bunch of different things that you can do.
Oh wow, that's cool. So how does it work then? Is it like through Zoom or what are you
Yeah,
doing?
it's kind of like through the Zoom. Most of
Mm-hmm.
them, it depends on the host on what they
Mm-hmm.
go by, but a lot of it is kind of like what we're doing now,
Yeah.
where if you do more of a smaller group, like a lot of the lessons that you can do, like the flamenco dancing
Oh
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they have like usually it's going to be 3 people, so that way it can be a little bit more one-on-one, and it's just basically how we're doing right now with like the Zoom meeting, and then
Mm-hmm.
having it set up and go through it that way so that you can see each other and they can see your footwork or whatever you need to do,
Yeah.
and you can talk back and forth. The same thing with like the pasta lessons. You just set up your laptop, your smartphone, just anything that you have like that, and then a lot of them are going through Zoom. I know a lot of like like I said, depends on the host, but
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
biggest part is Zoom that a lot of people are going through.
Oh, that's really cool. So how do we find that? Like if we're interested in, uh, doing the Wanderlust thing with
Yeah,
you?
you can go to either my website or Facebook, and
Okay.
it's globalluxventures.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually have it underneath. If you go onto my services on Facebook, there is an option there to where you can set up a phone call with that. Or if you're going online, there is actually like a travel inquiry form, or you can book like a 15-minute short console that we can do.
Okay.
So either that, or you can comment below, and I can show you a little. I can send you a little DM on like the
Yeah.
different stuff that we have available. So there's just a lot of different ways to get a hold of me.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah. We'll have to once we're done with
Yeah,
all this, you'll have to put in the
I'll
comments.
post a link
Feel
on the
free to
wall.
add all your information. Um, so okay. So yeah. Speaking of the virtual thing, I have put together. I actually just released the announcement this morning that I'm doing virtual tea parties. So there's different themes for them, but it's like you said, everything's moving virtual. So it'll
Mhm.
be like this, but they're different like I said, there's three different themes. There's like a princess party, queen for a day, and then the British Historical Society, which is
It'll be fun.
focuses on like British trivia and educational stuff during your tea party. But yeah, so like you said, it's like live events and live traveling, all of that. It's gonna switch over to virtual for the time being.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah,
that we have the technology to do it, though.
that's true. Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, I don't know what we'd be doing, just sitting in the dark.
Oh,
Don't know what's
yeah.
anything to do. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you the my favorite question. What is your obsession or like a special interest or hobby that you have that like is like your special thing that you're known for?
Oh, well, I'm known for having too many hobbies. No.
That's okay. I'm known for having a lot of obsessions.
Yeah, it's like I broke out cross stitch because I used to do that for a while, and then I'm notorious for like I start stuff and I get probably 3/4 of the way done. I'm almost done, and then I
Mm-hmm.
start on something else. Notorious for doing that. Like I tried jewelry making, I did the cross stitching, I did like the paper crafting.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to start to do, which I haven't done yet, which thankfully now, but like the circuit, I think that's what it's called, where you cut out like the little leather earrings and stuff, or you can do it
Oh.
like basically any type of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought about getting that in order to do that. And then of course anybody who knows me obviously knows that I like to do online gaming. So I do the
Oh.
Planet Zoo. So I
Okay.
know a lot of people are doing the whole entire Animal Crossing. So
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
do
awesome.
the not the one on New Leaf, but I do the Pocket Camp is what it's called. So it's for Android, so that you
Okay.
don't have to have like the Nintendo Switch in order to use it. So
Okay, so how does that work? Because like someone like me, I have not done any of those like games. You
oh,
said
okay,
the one you play is called Zoo.
Planet Zoo.
Oh, Planet Zoo.
So it's
Okay.
basically almost like a creative side of it. So you're going in and it's obviously through a PC game for that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going through and basically doing like a franchise mode where you're setting up either a zoo from scratch or they're giving you different objectives to
Mm-hmm.
do for creating your zoo. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fun just and relaxing just because I like to do a lot of the more creative type things.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go in there and create the whole entire environment for your pet, like
Yeah.
your zoo pet, and or you have your whole entire zoo to where you can theme it like all Africa, all
Mm-hmm.
Asian, just your different
Right.
areas. And it's just fun to go into and just like I get on there and all of a sudden I'm like, what do you mean 2 hours have passed? Oh,
That's really
like I
cool.
said, I like to do the Animal Crossing, but like the pocket one. So because I
And how
don't
does
have
that one work?
reach. So as long as you have your smartphone, you
Mm-hmm.
can actually download it. Just do Animal Crossing and it'll pop up right on there and you can download it on there. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you played it all or heard,
I
of
haven't.
course, about it, but yeah.
No. No, but so what is the game? What do you do in that one?
It's another one that's more of a creative one to where
Okay.
like you can design like your house layouts or your like they except for on this one it's instead of house, it's an RV camper
Oh,
or
neat.
you have a campground.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, once again, you're designing like your own layouts and then you
Right.
just go around and collect different things and
That's neat. So is it a game as far as like are there points and stuff, or you have to like accomplish certain goals to like get a certain type of
they
like
have
page or
like each
something?
different events and then they have like little daily goals to where you
Mm-hmm.
can go in and you need to collect like a certain amount of like this item or a certain amount of that item or and then like I said you have crafting materials that you need to collect and
Mm-hmm.
then you have like little in order to get the crafting points you basically have to go and like collect fruit or bugs or like that and then you trade them to the different campers for these like crafting materials so
Yeah. That's really fun. So do any of your friends play it? Like is this a game where like the players interact
yeah, well
or
you can go ahead and visit their islands so you
okay,
don't like I guess interact like per se but you can
right.
go and visit like their different islands and
Okay,
then
you can see like what they're doing. Like
yeah.
yeah. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I played The Sims for well, I played like The Sims back in the day on the computer, and then a couple of years ago I was playing The Sims Free Play, which is on your phone, and that's sort
Mhm.
of the same thing where you can go visit other neighborhoods, and you're not actually interacting with their Sims so much. You know, it's not like we can make them talk to each other, but you could
Mhm.
go in and see all their houses and just like hang out.
Oh yeah, that is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, so I was like that with the creative side of, yeah, I liked building the houses and decorating them and all the furniture and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you just do that for the animals.
Yeah, basically. So
That's cool though. So is that that's your main thing then? Is that
yeah,
or your
amazing.
current main thing? Yeah.
Yeah, until it gets a little bit nicer out. I'm actually currently looking into getting a kayak
Oh.
because once the weather is nice, I'm bad because, like I said, I don't like outdoors, like the snow and all that. I'm like my mom and my stepmom. She likes to go and ski.
Oh
So
wow.
I'm once it gets like cold, I'm like, yeah, good luck
Hmm.
trying to get me outside.
That's
So once
hilarious.
it gets nice out, I like to do like a lot of the kayaking and hiking and that kind of stuff. So
Hmm.
the last past 2 years, I've been sitting there going, okay, I need to get myself a kayak. I need to get myself a kayak. And then finally this year, I was like, okay, I'm for sure going to get myself a kayak so that I can go out and, I just find it calm and relaxing to be outdoors and just, like I said, just go out there and walk around or go out on the kayak.
Right. And what part of Michigan are you in?
I am like on the lower eastern side, so I'm actually close to the border of Ohio. It's
Okay.
about 45 minutes for me to get to Toledo, about 45 minutes, 50 minutes to Ann Arbor, and another
Hmm.
45 minutes to Jackson. So I'm
Okay.
kind of centrally located to everything.
Okay. So maybe you'll know because I'm not familiar enough with Michigan. I know I used to go back in high school with a friend's family to Pentwater, Michigan, which was close to Ludington. It
Okay.
was like on the lakes. I don't know if you know where Ludington was. I feel like that was the biggest, the biggest town. But Pentwater was really pretty. It felt like you're at a real beach, not just a lake beach.
Definitely like sitting there. There's so many different lake beaches around Michigan. And then, of course, like a well known one is Torch Lake
Oh,
because
okay.
it has the water actually looks similar to the Caribbean waters.
Oh,
So it
wow.
has like that turquoise type look to where, I
Oh,
mean, if you posted them side by side, you could not probably tell the difference
oh
other
my
than there's
gosh. I
palm
didn't know
trees.
that existed. Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot to do around Michigan, like outdoors. So
Hmm.
that's one
Yeah,
of the
it
things
was.
I like about it.
Yeah, it was pretty. And it was like they had like the dunes and stuff, kind of the sand dunes and things
Uh-huh.
like that around the. I mean, I didn't take any like 4-wheeler type things, but I know some of the guys did.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely lots of options. So
That's
you
cool.
like,
So are you like, have you kayaked before? Like,
yeah,
yeah,
I still
okay.
considered myself a beginner though,
Okay.
just because I've only done like the rentals where you go
Hmm.
out and like you rent the kayaks and then you go down like the rivers or in the lake or that kind of stuff. I
Right.
went on the one that I'm usually going on is the Maumee River in Ohio.
Hmm.
So I go down to that one and I do a lot of like the group kayaking and I just like to whenever I was in actually Florida, we went down there on vacation last year and of course I'm gonna probably get it wrong, but I can't even remember what is it? Clearwater Beach. I want to say it's Clearwater Beach.
Clearwater? Yeah.
Yeah. So went down there and did kayaking and went and did the whole entire like the manatee.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I've got
Oh no, you're fine.
a second work phone that's ringing.
Oh yeah, no.
Anyway, I was like, what's that noise? Okay.
Yeah. So like whenever I go on vacation, like I do like to do a lot of like kayaking and like I said, you just to seeing the wildlife and
Hmm.
seeing it from like that different perspective. But I enjoyed it whenever I was down there because I got to see like the manatees, got really close to
Oh
them.
yeah.
We went out a little bit further in actually they had like the jellyfish and then they went out to more of like the ocean side of it to where
Yeah.
you went and spotted like the dolphins out in the distance and stuff. So it was really fun.
Oh, that is really cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say I've kayaked once, maybe only once, in like a group trip in Costa Rica, and I thought that was cool. But as far as here, I haven't. But um, I know it's like on the rivers and stuff around here. I'm always afraid of the alligators.
Oh, that's for sure. I know I saw they had one that was tubing down a river down close to there, and I was like, I
Yeah,
don't. I mean,
I
you get
know.
to each their own, but
I know people, yeah, people do it, especially people who have lived in Florida a lot longer than I have. Like, if they're
yeah,
Florida native, they're more used to it. But yeah, I have lots of friends talk about they'll go out in the I mean, a boat is one thing on the lake, but if you're tubing or, water skiing,
Mhm.
yeah, any of that, or or like kayaking, things that can put you closer. But the people that like to just go swimming in the parts of, like, there's close to me, I'm in Altamont Springs, but there's a place called Wakaiwa Springs that I actually haven't been to yet, but everyone is always talking about how pretty it is. And from the pictures, it looks pretty, but you can also, there's like a part, I guess, to kind of swim in. But there are gators, like, out there.
So
Like, they claim they're not, they're afraid of people, so they're not in the swimming area. But I'm like, yeah, but
yeah, I know it's
yeah, it's like, of course they are afraid of people, but what about like the one gator that might not be?
oh yes,
So
for sure. You're like, there could be just one. It's like a fish comes and touch your toes, and you'd be like, ah.
I know. Although there are some people that are really afraid of sharks, and I mean, like, over on the East Coast, like New Smyrna Beach and stuff is really well known for shark bites. Um, but it's shark bites, not fatalities from
Yeah.
sharks. And they'll take a chunk out of your ankle. But um, I've not been too scared of that though. So I guess I will say I'm more afraid of gators than I am of sharks if I have to choose something in Florida that I
Yeah.
don't trust.
So I guess it's the same thing with travel because I mean, like a lot of people, they don't want to get on a plane
Right.
or they don't want to get on a ship or that kind of stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
then there's other people that are like, okay, well, like you said, with the whole entire shark bites, I'm like,
Right.
okay, you're more likely to get stung by or die from a bee sting than die from like an airplane crash.
Right. Right. Yeah, I know.
Everybody has their own like phobia, so
That's true. That's true. Yeah, everyone's got their thing. So, what would you say to people who, like, I mean, obviously we're still, staying at home and stuff. I think
Mhm.
some states are starting to let up, or like starting May 1st. So that's like this week.
Yeah.
But what would you say to people who kind of want to start thinking about traveling, or they want to travel, but they want to try and travel without using a plane? What would you say?
There is actually a lot to do other than just, traveling with a plane.
Okay.
For one, you have like a lot of the road trips.
Mm-hmm.
So, we can, depending on where you're located at, you can do like the Route 66. There is a road trip to go from up to California, up to Alaska, that is very infamous. So there is
Mm-hmm.
the same thing with trains. So a lot of the
Ah.
trains that you can go to, obviously they go all over. They go from here all the way down to Texas. They go
Mm-hmm.
from Michigan to Chicago. You have a lot of the trains that go to like Napa Valley.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually have trains that are down there that will go through the whole entire, stopping at all the different wineries. So you can kind of take the train and then go visit all the
Wow.
different wineries.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Which is nice. So, and the same thing with like Alaska, to where you have a lot of like the trains that are up there. I mean, a lot of places, even Europe, they still have a lot of the different trains that'll take you to
Mm-hmm.
different locations from there. So there's definitely a lot to do. And then, of course, if you don't want to go on a plane, there is obviously the cruise ships. So
Mm-hmm. Right.
and
Right.
there's a lot of different ports. So even close up here, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, you have to be in Florida in order
Mm-hmm.
if you don't want to fly to go there." And I'm like, no, there's actually ports that are in, California. There's
Right.
actually one in New Jersey.
Oh,
There's,
okay.
I think, one in New Orleans, and then, I mean, there's just like one in Texas. So there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
different ports that are out there that are within driving distance to
Right.
where you
Right.
want to go to. So
Oh, okay. Okay. That's neat. So, let's see. You were talking about, well, okay. So, what are some of the places that you've been that you like around the world or wherever that you kind of are your favorite spots, or maybe places that you go to more than once because it's your favorite?
well, obviously, since my family is in Texas, that is one of my favorites, to where I go
Okay.
to San Antonio, and I'm gonna cry over it, but I was supposed to actually be over there and like just getting back this weekend because last week
Oh.
they have the Fiesta Week down there, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you're familiar at all
I'm
with
not.
the area, but they have the River Walk,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like almost Chicago, to where they have a lot of the different festivities and like that go on. But like for like St. Patrick's Day, they do the coloring of the river green.
Mm-hmm.
But during this time, they have the Fiesta Week, which everybody has like the mariachis and like the whole entire, just basically everybody goes down there, has the authentic like Mexican food that is down there, and just has a lot of like the traditional Mexican background and having all that dancing and like I said, just a whole bunch
Right.
of different stuff that's going on. But my birthday was actually the 24th.
Oh, well, happy
Yeah,
birthday.
thank you.
Yeah.
So me and my cousin, since we were little, we used to celebrate it.
Mm-hmm.
So we would go over, down there, and this was our year that we were going to actually have, go over there and celebrate our birthdays together,
Right,
and then
right.
have that. So that is one of the ones where if you see me traveling a lot, I travel to Texas usually twice a year in
Oh,
order to
okay.
see like my relatives down there, and then for training sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Recently I was in Nashville,
Mm.
and I also was recently, actually, right before all this, like, was in Vegas.
Oh,
So
okay. Nice.
I like a lot of the culinary destinations just
Okay.
because that's one thing I specialize in, just because it's something that I am like a foodie at heart. I love to do
Okay.
kind of like, I like the tasting of it. I like doing all the classes of it.
Right.
And Vegas is definitely one of them destinations to where a lot of people think of it as a gambling destination,
Right, right.
but it's actually a huge, huge like foodie destination.
Oh, okay.
You
I didn't
have like
realize
a lot
that.
of the Gordon Ramsay like
Yeah.
places that are down there, like the Gordon Ramsay burger, and then of course Hell's Kitchen.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
them were two of the things that I went to and had to obviously like indulge in. And they had a buffet called Wicked Spoon that's down there, and it had over 500 dishes to choose from.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
500
That's
dishes.
a
I
lot.
was like, okay, I think I finally met a buffet that could, I'd be like, okay, somebody wheel me out
Right,
because,
right, right.
oh, wait, that looks good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, but there's just so many different like foods that are out there that,
Mm-hmm.
I like to do that. And I was actually, of course, that had to get canceled, was going to be going to Ireland
Oh,
here.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But with everything that was going like on, that like I said, I'm gonna
Right.
have to canceling that, but or delaying a lot of different things. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's just one of them things where I'm like, okay, well, it's fun. I like it. I do a lot of I obviously Ireland and the Europe destinations are more of my specialty. And
Right. Right. And I forgot, I was going to ask you when you were talking about the trains. So the trains here, I've only ever really been on commuter trains like Chicago and such things, or even over in the United Kingdom, just kind of getting from place to place
uh-huh.
um, outside of London. But are there actual trains then that are like, I guess, that exist in the United States where like there's like the sleeper cars and everything like that you
Yeah,
see in movies? Yeah, those are still a
yeah.
thing. Okay.
They still have them. So, I mean, you even have like up here, we have what we call the mystery train.
Uh-huh.
So it's just basically a scenic route. So it'll
Okay.
take you through all like during the fall colors, they'll have like fall color
Oh,
tour,
pretty.
or
Yeah.
they have, like I said, the mystery train where you take it out and then everybody dresses up in whatever theme it is, and then they
Yeah.
do like the mystery dinner
Yeah.
night,
Yeah.
but you're actually on the train while it's going through.
Oh, that
So
would be so fun.
but yeah, there
I
is.
love that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's so fun. I mean, there is a lot of different things. Like I said, you just have to know where to look, and
Mm-hmm.
but there is a lot of different options, like where I call it the staycations that you
Right.
can do, or just just go within like a weekend and then go do stuff like local. That, like I said, a lot of people aren't familiar with that we have that train there that
Right.
we can
Right.
do, and they just have like they had like a Santa thing for over Christmas. They have like
Mm-hmm.
Easter. They had an Easter one, so.
Oh, wow. That's really fun. Yeah, you're talking about the Christmas one. So I lived in Chicago for a bit after college, and the L there, they're like the elevated tracks there that
Mhm.
um, their subway. Uh, they have around Christmas time, one of the cars would have lights on it and would like or in it, and there'd be Santa in it. But it's like you'd never know when it was gonna like just pop up. So
So
you might end up right like yeah on the Santa train or not. But where I lived for a couple years in the South Loop, for people who know Chicago, we could see like the tracks going between buildings, and so like out our apartment window. So every once in a while, we'd see it. It was like like a toy train going by, and like we'd see the
Oh,
Santa, the Santa train passing. So it was always like a big thing, like if you could spot it.
yeah,
But
you're like, it's here. Okay, no.
yeah, it's like he just goes by real fast. You're like, I saw it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's really fun though. I would like to do a train type adventure. And you mentioned road trips. I actually really like road trips and driving. And I feel like that's a good way for people who are hesitant to go into crowds and stuff. It's like you'll be in your car, you can
Yeah.
choose where you go, like, where to uh, like stay and where to go,
Mhm.
your adventures. You can have like go to random roadside stops that are outside, or.
Well, some of them that's like the best to, like I said, we were recently in Vegas and we decided to do a mini road trip over to the Grand Canyon.
Oh, okay, neat.
So, I mean, there was stuff that was like along the way that we were like, oh, well, we didn't know that was there, or, oh, we
Hmm.
didn't know that one was there. Okay, we want to stop and do this, or do
Right.
that. And I mean, it was just one of them things where that's what I like about, going out. You can see and have more of, I call it like the off the beaten track type
Mhm.
experience
Mhm.
because you're not right in the touristy location. So you can
Right.
have like, that culinary, whatever that speciality of that tone or where you're going through to
Mhm.
where, I mean, if you're going through the South, you can have a lot of more of the Southern type food that is
All
authentic
right.
rather than,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, I would. I was gonna say I've always kind of wanted to have a road trip where you're not on a set schedule, like you're not trying to get to the destination so fast. So if you just see something on a sign, a billboard of some like goofy stop, I'm like, let's go do that. Let's go check it out. Like I
yeah.
want, I want that kind of a road trip. So that would be fun. So what do you have a preferred way that you travel? Like I know you go to Texas, but
Plain.
yeah, plane.
Horrible because I'm like, well, with time constraints and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just one of them people who like, I just if it's quick, you just get down there and
Right.
then you're
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I mean, I know that there is a lot of people like within my family that they do not like planes. I'm
Mhm.
like, yep, you're gonna have to like give them some kind of like knockout
Yeah,
pills
yeah, yeah. That's funny.
go
Yeah.
on there. But I know obviously for me, planes
Mhm.
are a definite must. I've done a lot of road trips because, like I said, I have family members who will not get on a plane.
Right.
So growing up, a lot of times, like we would road trip to Yellowstone. I
Mhm.
remember that very clear. But like you said, it was one of the more leisurely. We had a destination in mind,
Mhm.
but we could stop along the way and
Okay.
go do whatever we wanted to do. And I remember going through and stopping at like Mall of America
Mhm.
or
Oh,
the
fun.
Badlands and like different stuff that was like along the way, and we just took it at our own pace and at our own leisure. And
Right.
the same thing with like road tripping down to Florida to where we went through Tennessee in Gatlinburg and then stopping through there. And they have the waterfall that's underneath like in the cave that you can go see
Oh.
down there and
Oh, that's
stuff.
cool. I haven't been there. I think my
Yeah.
parents have been there, but I haven't been. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's, I mean, I just growing up, I have a very extended family.
Mhm.
So I just was always, it seemed like going on vacation somewhere and, doing multiple different vacations and just the road trips. It's a good family bonding experience, I think, though, too, with that, just because it's unlike the plane where you're just, oh, okay, I'm there. You have that time to, with each other to where you can go, okay, well, we can stop here, we can stop there. And then,
Mhm.
have that just our family time within, the car to, get to know
Right.
each other a little bit more. Or
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes you might be at each other's hair going, okay,
Yeah.
that's it. We're going to park and you're just going to stay right here.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah. It's
come
like
get you
put
on the way back.
everyone put your headphones on.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, so I don't know how people in Michigan what they're known for, but coming from Indiana, Hoosiers is what we're called for those of you who don't know. And so Hoosiers, I didn't know this was a weird thing until I moved down here and started talking to people who weren't Hoosiers. Apparently, we are very strange that Hoosiers just if we're going to Florida and we all do like for spring break or whatever family vacations that we drive. It's like not even a question of are you flying or are you driving. It's like, yeah, we're driving. Like it's just 16 hours. Like whatever, no big deal. So when I moved down here and started talking to people who were either natives here or like from other states, they're like, what? Why? Why wouldn't you just fly? I'm like, I don't know. Because I get it with like sometimes growing up, it's like, we've got kids and all of that. But even
Yeah.
if you didn't have kids, it was just kind of like, no, like you just get in the car and you drive to Florida. So is that a Michigan thing too? Like, is that like our region thing? Or
No, I think it's like a little bit, I think it's almost like a personal preference, or like some people are drivers and some people aren't. Like me and my friends, we like to do, obviously we're still in lockdown, but like the road trips, like
right?
just for a weekend road trip, we'll drive to Chicago. You know,
Okay.
we'll drive over to Niagara Falls, or we'll drive up north to
Mm-hmm.
Mackinac Island, or,
Oh, I love that. Yeah, yeah. I've been there when I was a
yeah.
kid. I love
But
that.
I mean, like I said, I think it depends on your preference. There's a lot of people that will just, like you said, they just hop in their car and then just go rather than,
Right.
doing the plane ride, the whole entire
Right.
thing.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's what that's why I say I'm like, if time permits, I would much rather drive back and forth to Indiana, even with a kid in the car, which I have done before. But I would prefer
mhm.
that because you're not like then you're on your own schedule. For me, I don't mind flying at all. Like it doesn't scare me. To me, it just is more like it's just kind of like it's like you hurry up and wait sort of thing.
Yeah,
So it's like you hurry up because you got to get through security and you have to get this like and then like for me, I guess it's a bit of travel anxiety is what I'm describing. It's like I feel like I can't relax until I'm at the gate. So it's like, okay, I made it, I'm here. But then like you're just kind of still waiting and like I could be just like driving and like stopping off and eating wherever I
yeah.
want. Doing whatever.
It's definitely, like I said, a lot better that way, because I know a lot of people are like that, to where, I mean, even with me and all my travels, that, like you said, you have that worry of, am I going to miss this plane, or, am I not going to get there in time? Are they going to lose my luggage?
Right,
Or,
right, yeah. Or like
the
if you have
same
a
thing of,
connecting flight, like, and then yeah, and then if your first plane's late, then you're worried about the second one. Yeah.
oh, I know. And
So
then one thing that I always recommended with people too that were traveling by a plane, that, like you said, it's different from doing the road trip thing, just
right,
because I always tell people, if you're flying in somewhere, always have like that first day before you plan on doing really anything, because you're going to be jet lagged. You
yeah,
you don't know how long it's going to take you to get off the airport and
right,
into, like, however you're going to get to your rental car, or
right, right.
Uber or whatever to your
Yeah,
hotel. And then by the time you get to your hotel, you're exhausted, and then you just want to like relax.
exactly, exactly.
But with, like you said, with the road trip type style, you just get in your car. You can stop whenever you want to use the potty break. Or
Exactly, exactly.
you can see the Hunger Games, and you can be like, "Oh, hey, let's go check out that restaurant."
Right, right, right. Yeah, I guess
You
I
want to
just like,
stretch, and be like, "Okay, look, there's a rest stop. Let's get out and stretch here." So
mm-hmm.
I know, being on the planes, I'm shorter of stature. I'm only 5'1", so it doesn't
Oh,
affect
okay.
me as much. But I know a lot of people who are taller, they feel a little bit more cramped.
Right, yeah, the
Not
leg
like,
space.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, if you're on like a 4 hour or more plane ride,
right.
I mean, trying to stretch and get up, and I know a lot of times they recommend you to not get up, unless
Yeah,
you're
I
going
know. Right, yeah.
like,
All the health professionals
yeah,
recommend you
you're
get
trying to
up.
like, like this, and trying to get into
Yeah, you're
like,
like trying to stretch in your seat. And it's like, yeah. Yeah, because if you get up and walk, there's not. So I was flying when I was pretty pregnant. And I remember that, like, you have to wear the compression socks, you have to, like, get up and walk. And it's like, yeah,
uh-huh.
because that's easy. Like, and those bathrooms when you're pregnant,
Oh
that's a
yeah.
fun.
Oh, that would be horrible.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
tricky. I managed, but it wasn't easy.
yeah. Oh, I know. I always like am paranoid, because I definitely am one of them. When I fly, I actually like to have the window seat. But at
Hmm.
the same token, it's like bathroom breaks, to where you're like, okay, if you're not traveling with family members, and even if you are, you have
Right.
the people sitting next to you,
Yep.
and you're like, okay, if they're sleeping,
Yeah.
you almost have to like sit on them as you're trying to get out, because there's like
I
no
know.
space.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, do I wake them up, or do I try to delicately as I can, like,
Right.
sneak past them, or
I know. Yeah, that is tough because I like the window seat. too, and for me, a lot of times, well, I guess it depends on how long the flight is. But it's like I pride myself that I won't get up at all. Like I won't go to the bathroom. But
Yeah.
it is kind of like that thing of like, well, do I sit there and chance that I have to make everyone move, or do I sit on the edge and then everyone's gonna be bugging me to move while they like go in and out?
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah. So just fun on the plane. It's but like I said, for me, it's not about being scared of flying at all. I think it's kind of fun. It doesn't really faze me too much. But yeah, it's just being on someone else's clock, apparently. I
Yeah.
don't. Apparently, I like being on my own schedule.
I do not blame you there.
That's awesome. So, what do you have going on the rest of the day? Well, I guess it's only Monday. So, what's
Yeah,
going on this week
it
for
is
you?
only Monday. Yeah. I'm probably going to be having some fresh air. I have actually a pooch that is currently scratching at the door now. So,
Oh no, I can't hear him.
yeah, no. He's I call him a knocker because he does not like closed doors at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, even in the bathroom, he's one of them ones
Oh
that'll
my
come
gosh.
join you.
Yep.
Or if I'm
Mm-hmm.
in the shower, I see like a little nose just like peeking.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Where
that's
like,
hilarious.
hey.
That's great. Yeah, the cats will come and check out. We're like, what's going on? Okay.
Yeah,
And just
for
walk away.
sure. Yeah.
That's nice. Well, yeah. So, do you have? I know you said it's like 60 there today. Is your forecast like for the week supposed to be pretty good?
Actually, this is the first week where it's not doing one of these things, roller coasters. I think for the most part, as long as it sticks to what the weather says, that it's going to be in the low 60s to high 60s. I think Wednesday and Thursday they said there might rain,
Mm-hmm.
but I will take rain over snow.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point.
Yeah, that's for sure. The flowers are actually starting to bloom on the
Okay.
trees that I've seen. So,
Okay. That's good. Yeah,
which is nice.
my mom in Indiana was saying how like the flowers and stuff were blooming, and then they got snow, and she was worried about that it like would kill them all. So
Uh-huh.
she'll be disappointed that I can't remember which flowers it is to tell you.
So, yeah, my mom's
Sorry,
always
mom.
like fun. Like I said, I've been using that Marco Polo video app to
Yeah.
like chat with, back and forth with my friends and my family. And my mom is constantly, they have a very like garden, I guess you can say. So instead
Mm-hmm.
of a typical like veggie garden, whatever, it's just all berries. So they have
Oh,
like
yum.
blueberries, raspberries, just strawberries. I mean, just like a whole bunch of
That
different
sounds
berries. So
amazing. I love
yeah,
berries.
yeah, for sure. So she's always taking me for an outside tour of because they live out in the country. So she
Yeah.
would have her, flowers and her butterfly bushes
Mm-hmm.
and the whole entire 9 yards. So she always takes me for like a little tour of her
I
yard.
love it. That's really
Yeah.
cute. That's awesome. Well, Angela, thank you so much for being on. We'll do the little sign off on here, and then I'll stop going live, and then I'll see you backstage to tell you bye for real. But yeah, thank you so much for being on, everyone. This is Amy Mitchell with Houses of Windsor signing off, and I will see you next time. So thank you again, Angela, for being on. We'll put your
Thank you for having
information
me.
in the comments. All right, cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.